Howdy, howdy, welcome back to Creative Grinding as it's time again for Arena Cutoff predictions for Marvel Contest of Champions. Today we're talking round one of the Morningstar and Man-Thing arenas. So the first thing I always like to do for new arenas is kind of compare them to past arenas, and then I can look at those past arena results to get an idea of what might happen this time. So starting with Morningstar, obviously she's been in the game for some time, but she still qualifies, especially now with the new incursions and how valuable she is in incursions, especially for the higher end. So we're probably talking more 5-star. I think she's definitely an old champ, but I think she's going to be in that higher bucket, and you'll know what, you'll understand more from what I mean about that when we take a look at past results. Obviously, with 4-star feature, she's an old feature champ, and there's not really a difference of how valuable a champ is still in the game today. You're either old or new, and that really kind of determines what your score, your cutoff will likely be. With a 4-star basic, he's in that Man-Thing that's first time around in the 4-star basic arena, so those typically fall in one bucket. I still call it mid or medium interest kind of stuff, and if you've been in the 4-star basic arena before, you typically fall in the low. That's not the case for Man-Thing here, so obviously he's in the middle there. And then with the 3-star feature, obviously, it's the same thing as the other features. She's in the old arena. So now that I've kind of compared these or categorized these two past arenas, let's take a look at past arena results. And as a reminder, if you're new to my channel, I typically just share veterans results, veteran brackets, and if you're new to the game, if you're new to Marvel Contest of Champions, there's 3 type of arena brackets: beginner, intermediate, and veterans. Beginner, as the name implies, is from day 1 to day 30 from when you create the account. Now, not how many hours you play the account or how many days, it's when you actually open the account. Through 30 days, you're in the beginner's bracket. Then intermediate, you move to 31 to 60, and then after 60 days, you're in the veterans bracket. And typically, Kabam never releases all the official results, so the numbers that we have here have been shared across the community, but enough folks now share across the community that we get a really good sense of what the actual numbers are, even though these are not officially released by Kabam. So with that all being said, these are for the veterans bracket. And this is for other first-timers coming into the 4-star basic arena. You see Sunspot with 2.3. Clairvoyant coming in at 2.4. You see Vision Arcus 2 million, and then more recently Elsa Bloodstone at 2.06. So it looks like, unless you're a really useful, really good champ, I would say Clairvoyant and definitely Sunspot fall in there. That's where you get a little bit higher, almost to 2.5. But if you're a decent newer champ in the game, like Vision Arcus and Elsa Bloodstone, you're closer to 2 million. I think Man-Thing's somewhere in between, probably closer to Vision Arcus and Elsa, but you'll get my final thoughts here in a few minutes. Old 3-star feature, this number's been pretty consistent for some time. It's really over that last milestone. For the 4-star feature, old champs, what we've seen here with Domino, there was a big jump, and we should expect that because she's still one of the great champs in the game. But if you look across here, Thing, Star-Lord, and Venom the Duck, they're really good champs too. And then, surprisingly, Thing went to under 5 million, but the rest of them were kind of around that mid 5 million, 5.5 to 6 million range. I think that's what we're typically seeing, and I think, especially now with her use in excursions, it's more of a 5-star thing with Morningstar, but I think she'll be closer to those Star-Lord and Venom the Duck numbers. Now jumping over here to the 5-star feature, you can see that plus, because really this is where you see a little difference for old 5-star feature champs. If it's kind of a decent champ or a mid champ, it's going to be in a lower kind of 25 million, 26 million range. But if it's a good champ, really, still a lot of value in the game, you can see here with these recent champs that we've had, obviously Domino excluded because I think there was a little bit of exception, over 40 million, but the rest of them right around, between 30 to 35 million is what we're kind of seeing here. And I think Morningstar, especially from the 5-star feature range with her value and excursions today, is going to fall into that kind of range. So anyway, now that we've taken a look at all these past results, here are my thoughts for round 1 cutoffs for the first round of Morningstar and Man-Thing. I think, as I just explained for the 5-star feature, I think we're looking at 34 million for Morningstar on that one. I think we're looking around 6 million, probably closer to like 5.8 million for the 5-star feature, or for the 4-star feature. 2.2 million for Man-Thing, and then 3-star feature, I think we're looking at 650,000. And if you follow my channel for some time, this is not an exact science game. I remind folks, past results don't guarantee future results. These are just kind of, my estimates based off of that handful of past results. So I always try to get within 5 to 10%. So keep that in mind. Given that, I always like to give grind targets too, and this is just to give yourself a little bit extra buffer in case my predictions fall under the actual cutoff from 5 to 10%. This extra buffer might make up that for you. Get a better chance at the end of the day to get those champs. So the 5-star feature, I think we're looking at 37. It's a good grind target. 6.2 million for the 4-star feature, 2.5 million for Man-Thing, and 700,000 for the 3-star feature. And these grind targets and predictions, like those past results, are all for the veterans bracket. When it comes to the earlier brackets, I really just don't have a ton of data. Like I was saying before, nobody shares really broadly across the community what they get in the lower brackets. Occasionally, a handful of folks that watch my videos either post them in the comment section for these earlier brackets or on the Crafty Grinding Twitter account. And I appreciate that, because that's the only way I get right now any assembly of an idea of what's going on in these earlier brackets. So this is what these numbers are based off of, but these are very rough ballpark numbers. There's no historical, large mass of past results that I can look at. So kind of keep that in mind. These are even rougher ballpark, maybe within the 20% range kind of stuff. But beginner's bracket, 3-star feature, it's around 225,000. 4-star basic, that number's been dropping of late. I used to have around 900,000. I'll put it at 800,000 now, but it might even be closer to 700. 4-star feature, 1.4 million. And people always say, how come this is higher than the intermediate bracket? Because now the way the game is designed, even for new accounts, if you grind quite a bit, and you're not tough, not a ton, but you put a little effort in within 30 days, you're going to have a decent roster to really grind out even the 4-star feature arena. So that's been pushing that number closer to 1.5 million, that last milestone, because there's only 50 rank rewards given. Now jumping down the intermediate bracket, we'll just jump to 4-star feature. It's 1.2 because in the intermediate bracket there's 200 rank rewards given out. So that's why that number drops down actually to 1.2 million. 4-star basic, 1.1 million. And lastly, for the intermediate bracket, 3-star feature, 550,000. So anyway, these are my thoughts for round 1 of the new Morningstar and Man-Thing arenas. If you have any questions or difference of opinion, would love to hear about it. Then on in the comments section of this video, or like I mentioned before, there's also a Crafty Grinding Twitter account. You can reach out to me there, share your thoughts, questions you may have, that kind of thing. Other than that, hopefully you found this information helpful, like these videos. If so, I really appreciate if you smash that like button. As I always like to say, it's a good indicator to me that, yeah, people actually still find this information useful. So I'll spend the time putting these videos together. And also it helps the videos get more exposure. That's how the YouTube algorithm works. They look for likes and where the eyeballs are. That's how YouTube works. So they'll keep on sharing things that people like. So it also helps out the channel if you smash that like button for me. Other than that, thanks a lot for stopping by. Stay safe and have a great day.